Figured I'm gonna start this recording a little bit before I start dwelling into this cave, because I've had a few thoughts on my mind as of recent when it comes to everything I've worked for. Obviously, it's been a few months since I last uploaded or worked on any projects or unique things. I think the last thing I did was just hop on this realm, and I think that's it. Yeah, it's been not difficult, but more or less it becomes an issue in regards to pushing yourself to do things and putting your attention to things that you need to focus on. For the last few months, I've been dwelling on multiple different projects and how I'm going to focus on them and eventually bring them into the limelight instead of actually working on them. And I think that's a problem that I've had for a long time. I don't channel my thoughts properly into a consistent explanation also well. I try. It's difficult. And that's why it gets hard to want to work on personal passion projects of mine, spanning back to multiple years of attempts. I'm not going to act like this is some catastrophic thing that's ruining my life. If anything, I'm causing it myself. I should not feel upset at my own destruction, to say the least. And it sucks as a person who used to be extremely creative to lose that creativity. Especially in days where being creative is more accessible to everyone. But there's a part of me that has this feeling like I don't have the right stuff. It's been a constant thing since I was younger, not having any wealth to spend on, especially when it comes to my art. And I think a lot of that has spiraled into this mental gymnastic of trying to blame myself, like blame not having something as a reason why I don't commit to creative endeavors. And it's a real shame too, because I have lots of things that I'm wanting or willing to do, but it ends up being the same sequence of not having anything. The constant loop of trying and trying to create over and over again, but inevitably ending up with nothing. I'm not going to pretend like I'm perfect or that I have the solutions or the answers to what I'm seeking, but it is how I feel. I feel terrible. I've lost quite a few things these last few months, and it's been bothering me a lot. I hold on to things for too long. Way too long. And I apologize for the notifications and all that. I'm not a proper, I don't have a proper setup. I don't even have proper. The only good thing I have here is the Yeti. Other than that, I'm not perfect. And I would apologize, but there's no point. I'm not going to be perfect, and there's no way to fix that. But it also makes me wonder, where's the line between someone's ambition and a shitty project? Because I can't tell anymore. I want to go over a few things that's happened recently. With the loss of many things, obviously one of the biggest impactful moments of this last week was losing Ozzy. That hurt a lot. Because most people don't know, at least here, I'm huge into just in general rock music. Most every genre, even death metal. Not often, but I still listen to it occasionally. Finding out that messed up the whole week for me. And it sucks. I'm not gonna let it ruin everything for me, but it is a saddening thing to hear, especially as someone who really should have given more attention to him when he was around. I feel like I have that problem all the time, and I'm still trying to break from that. I did listen to his full catalog after his passing, and it's surprising how many songs aren't really heavy like you'd expect, especially when you listen to his Black Sabbath, when he was a part of his Black Sabbath. I should phrase. It's a lot of somber music, and it makes me think a bit. I haven't done much in my life yet. I mean, at this estimate, I still have another 60 years or so. If I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. I hope I'm lucky. I want to shoot for 80, but who knows anymore. And that's why it kind of brings me to this point where I feel like I should be doing things. I should be pushing and striving for bigger goals. But I keep falling into this pit of constant... What's the word? God, I hate when this happens, man. What's the word? I keep falling into the pit where I constantly stop myself from continuing or pursuing my efforts. And it's a shame. Really. I have lots of ideas and little projects I can work on, drawings, and one day, if I ever get the balls to do it, animation. But I don't have all the time in the world to commit to those projects, and I'm slowly losing the time to work on them. I'm not rich enough to just focus on creative endeavors. For that matter, I don't know if I'll ever hit that point in life at this moment. I can't even say it will guarantee any happiness. It obviously won't. But it brings me to this where I want to strive for big goals, but I never get past the little ones. And it sucks because anyone working on a project or something they love, they want to get through those problems, and they want to push themselves through all that. But I don't have the motivation to keep pushing anymore. It started very close to 2020. Right around... Right before, like, about... Right after Christmas, somewhere around there, the weather was starting to warm up and whatnot. I was working on an art project of mine that I managed to finish, and the day afterwards we got evicted. My masterpiece at the time was the last good thing to happen creatively. I've only had one drawing that I haven't actually finished since then, which was in 2024, which says a lot, really. Since then, the only thing I've ever gained is just a constant negative outlook. Feeling like I myself am responsible for all of the problems that I've made along the way. And it's true. It's my fault that I don't draw anymore, or that I don't push myself to do things. It's not that I'm uncomfortable, no, it's that I just don't care anymore. And it affects my living situation as well. Or I pretend like I'm happy and I'm glad and I want to pursue these big ambitions and goals still, but in the end it ends with me sitting here constantly wasting time. As of recent, my only creative outlook I've had in anything was just this game. The whole weekend I've basically just been playing Minecraft. I hate it. It sounds stupid, and I agree, but you can be extremely creative in this game, but you don't, not many people can. I'm not too sure what to do. Especially now, at my current age of just barely an adult, soon to be an adult. I don't have a license or anything of the sorts to push to do other things, and that's again my fault. It's not my fault in the factor that I've been conditioned for years to not want to get one. Being very unfortunate in financial situations has caused a little bit of that too. My parents not wanting me to get a job until I got my school done was another limiting factor. I'm not blaming them for that. No, I completely understand why, but the point stands where it's affected me a little bit, where I just don't want to get a license. And I'm going to. I'm not saying I'm not. I definitely have that planned out. I think I'm going to get it by the end of this next month at least. I just gotta figure that. I apologize for that. I hate it too. I promise you, I do. I don't know why I keep it here. As I was saying, I just need to stop telling myself to not do it. Finally just push to getting that situation over with and done. I mean, for God's sakes, I'm almost a full-on adult and I still haven't done it. And that's my fault. Inevitably, I will get the license and everything will be hunky-dory, but other than that, it's just... I keep pushing myself away from finalizing projects and not working to better myself or my own works, and it sucks. Set that there for now. Put that out of the way. I want to try better. I want to be better. And it's not difficult to do that. I just need to do it. Procrastination. That's the word. I finally remembered. for so long, I've just been procrastinating on everything I've done. I shouldn't be, but I do. And I'm the one at fault for it. I'll inevitably get over that hurdle, but it's not getting easier. It just takes longer, honestly. I shouldn't pretend like I'm not monologuing at this point. I definitely am. Same point. God. I need to change that, actually. That's an alarm. For those who don't know, it's an alarm system I made up just to keep my friends from rummaging around without my knowledge. Well, it's pretty noticeable now. Well, that smells. I lost a friend recently, and that hasn't helped. I didn't lose him over an argument or some big fight or some drama. Honestly, I think part of it is my fault for what happened. The way it happened was not the reason. I'll explain a little bit here. For a while, I'm going to call him Mr. S. Mr. S here was one of my close friends. You may have seen him here and there. Actually, well, no, you have, so I guess at this point it doesn't matter. So I used to be friends with a person who's been on this channel before that goes by the name of Synth. And he was a close friend of mine for the last couple of years. Ever since about 2019, more or less 2020. Well, for the last few years, we haven't really had any discourse that mattered. In truth, we both started to separate a long while ago, and that's primarily due to VR chat. If anyone's been here since that point, there's a video that I used to have public that used to talk about when it talked about the EAC. Yeah, the easy anti-cheat that was added onto VR chat a few years ago, and I had some opinions on it. I stopped playing the game for a good while after that announcement they made, and it still took me a while to get back into it, and I never really did. The only reason why I got back on altogether was that I got a Quest headset. That headset was the reason why I stayed active, why I stayed on it. Once everybody shifted over to PC VR, and just it got to a point where where the entire group just started to separate, because unlike everyone else, I do not want to stay up all night and sleep on the game and become part of the problem with VR chat's population. Like it's a fucking city. No, the major issue with VR chat is just the player base, and I have grown very distant towards them. It's very rare that I find enjoyment playing the game, and through that, it led to our friendship slowly separating. About a month ago, he finally unfriended me. It's going to be funny, but the way I the way he lost the way he basically blocked me on everything was that I bought a avatar part on Roblox that's no longer available for with the Microsoft reward points thing where it gives you like 1,000 Robux. And occasionally me and my friends will get on just to fuck around and fool and shit for fun. And one of them showed a screenshot to him of the avatar part that I bought. We were laughing about it, and next thing we hear is that he's no longer going to speak to me, and that remained true. Me and my friend, one of my closer friends, Raven, tried to reach out to him and initiate a conversation. We made a group Discord call, and he called it. Synth never answered, but within a few hours, not even within that hour, he finally unfriended and blocked everyone. And I'm not upset that he's gone like that. I'm not gonna be dramatically, oh, he's gone. Ooh. No, I don't care. Not like that. I gave a shit about him for a long time, but I already lost him once, and after that, I never was gonna lose him like that again. And it's something that he was always gonna do. I think part of it was me. I also pushed that way anyhow. I wanted him to remove me at a certain point, but because I was never gonna do it. I'm not the one who turns my back on friends just because I don't like parts of them. I'm not a great person, but I'm not terrible either. And that's why it's just I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if that does anything. Probably not. I know there's a lot of noise in the background, and I apologize again. It's hard to deal with multiple people in a small house. One of these days, I'll have a bigger home, and I can finally accomplish something. But that's gonna be difficult. Anyhow, through that process of losing him, it's a shame, and there's parts of me that really miss the old days, but that was 5 years ago. He's already separated from everyone else in the group, and really we never pushed him out, but he did himself. I knew it was going to end eventually, and that's why I'm not upset by it. But now I look at all the photos and things that we've had, and it sucks. Honestly, it does. When you look back on all the pictures and things you guys done and realize it's over, it hits differently. And I'm not going to apologize towards him for nothing that I did nothing wrong. There's no point in me doing that. I fucking hate everything now. I could have done better as a friend to try to reach out more and talk with him, but there's a point where it must end, and I'm glad it's over now. I'm glad I don't have to think about the constant bullshit of trying to be sensible towards him. He was a terrible friend, in my opinion. And it's a harsh one, but it's become true. There's a point where we cared for each other like brothers, and it never occurred to me that not all family is good. And I still linger on to the fact of losing a friend to suicide years ago. And I don't blame myself anymore for it now. But I can't say it was easy to not do that. I used to for a long time, and it took breaking away from everything to properly atone, to let go. And I'm terrible at grieving. I've learned that by now. What I recommend, definitely don't hold it in. It's something that's bothered me for years. Losing friends, and now as I'm hitting my 20s, I look at my own friend group now, and every other month it feels like it's becoming more and more empty. But occasionally I see that there's still people who care. They're just busy. We're all busy nowadays. I go to work every day except for weekends, and I work. I got a job. I got a family I have to watch for. I have to give a shit without caring about anything, and it's difficult. I didn't get the comment, you dick. I didn't fucking ask. It's fucking 9:30, dude. Anyhow. I tried to do the best I can for years to be a good friend, but at a certain point, where does a friendship lie? And not an acquaintance, but a tool, being a tool begins, is the main thing I'm reaching for. I felt used by Synth for years, and there's a point where I tried to use him back. I won't say it's a great thing to do, especially with friends, but at a certain point, he stopped caring about me, and he stopped caring about everything else, so I just stopped caring about him. And that's how it goes. You can't be perfect all the time. I tried, but I can't stay on VR chat and pretend like everything's good with the game and, oh, I'm so happy to hang around with all these losers I actually don't like. I'm not talking about the friends I have currently. I mean VR chat as a whole. If any of them sees or actually watches the video, hi. I'm thinking only one of you is going to watch, and that's definitely you, Raven. Hi. I'll openly say that at least Raven is one of the few who's actually gave a fuck about me. And I feel terrible for not properly being a good friend back to him like I should. But I try. And that's all I've been doing. It's just trying. I was gonna make an update or an announcement or, hey, I'm coming back one of these days, but no, I'm not. Let's take it at face value. If I don't have a reason to come back, nothing's really motivating me to. I've always relied on other people for motivation. It's terrible. It's a horrible way of doing things, by the way. Don't do that. I promise you, you'll never get anywhere. And I mean, you can use me for a great example. But I'm not gonna hold anyone's hand. If you've enjoyed just listening to me over the last few videos, if you care, or if you were around, if you're new here, hi, I'm sorry for not having anything useful for you. This is more of a self monologue more than anything. With just gameplay. I'd do something more difficult, but every time I do that, I fail. I'm not very entertaining. I'm more entertaining with other people, but I can't edit videos. I don't know how. I don't really want to spend forever trying to understand it. Especially with the current mental morale I have. But I tried. Inevitably, I'll get to a point where I do make more videos, and I want to push to make more. So if you did or want to have any input, hey, your mic is ass. Oh, thank you. Or fucking, oh, hey, do other things like anime or fucking not be boring for how long? 30 minutes? I'd like to. I promise you, I'd really like to. I'm not trying to do a pity party here. If you don't like me or you don't like my content, don't watch. I don't really care. I'm not proper on YouTube. I never was. I never will be. I have lots of things to think of and say, and I just never do. Don't do that, but that's what I do. One of these days I'll inevitably get back into the swing of things, and hopefully soon. Hopefully really soon. Because I don't want to be in the same cycle looping over and over again, because that gets you nowhere. I'm trying though. Fuck. I've been looking at a lot of new, like old YouTube content recently, and there's a part of it that I miss. The genuine just person behind the screen type of conversations, instead of this corporatized short form content. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody genuinely care about their platform and their people. And while I don't know anyone personally here, I'd like to reach the point where I know that no matter what, I give a damn. I do. I don't want to appear like I'm a bad person, but I'm not a perfect one. One of these days I'll eventually do something grand. Because when I was younger, I had this goal of becoming a somebody. Not a face behind some YouTube channel or... Well, oh, there's a better way. I don't want to be like a Mr. Beast. Being a false person with money just pouring out of you and being a fake person. Only there to market a corporatized YouTube. I want to be a person. Not a machine, not a... I don't want to deal with the idea of not having a soul. Because that's what makes something special, makes something grand. Knowing that there's a person behind it and their pains and struggles are beyond just being popular, but that they're a person. But nowadays, everybody's just a machine made of flesh and bones, and it's not a nice machine either. I'm not quite sure why anyone wants to be a machine anymore. The idea of mindlessly doing tasks given to you just to make a little bit of profit that you don't actually use. A rich, lavish lifestyle full of nothing but soulless indulgence and delusions. And I can't see life that's worth living through that. And if it requires me not being huge or recognized, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to be hurt by the idea of not having reputation. No, it's... What hurts me is that not doing it, I'm not helping myself. I should be doing more. I understand that. But I don't. And that's the problem. If you have enjoyed the video and you want to see more or stick around in case I suddenly decide, hey, your time is worthless. Listen to me yap for hours. And here you are. You got him. God damn it. I knew it was going to happen. The moment I stepped in, I went the wrong way and I was trying to grab this. I'll just set it there. If you have liked it, I'd say come back, like, subscribe, listen to notifications if I do upload. It won't hurt you, but I can't say it's going to be entirely worth it. It might be. I can't say if I'm going to do anything huge. I want to, but I just don't. I repeat myself, I'm a fucking parrot. That's how I know it's hitting the end anyhow. I might make more of these videos soon. Not if this blows up, but if I feel like it. God. Okay, I'm breaking that. I'm not doing that anymore. The next time I run through that, I'm going to break it. If I do it again in this video, you'll know. You'll see. I do need to go over there. Take the L's, take the L's. I don't want to wax copper grate. How do I make copper grate? Oh, okay. Now I know. Good thing I have so many of these. I actually need a lot of them. Holy shit. Oh, it's waxed. I don't want waxed. I didn't know I had waxed copper blocks. It sucks. Ugh. Damn it. I'm gonna end off here before it gets too long. I don't know what else to say anymore. I'm tired. I hope everyone who watches this has a good day. If you made it this far, I don't know, leave a comment saying fucking eggshells or some shit. I don't know how to do YouTube, man. I don't know how to do it. I'm trying. I don't even know what I said. Just fucking... Yeah, eggshells. There you go. Comment eggshells and if you made it this far. If you haven't, then And this ain't for you, obviously. I'm gonna break something. I can't reach that. Totally couldn't just do better on placing the bloody blocks. I should have thought of that before, but I didn't. I just now thought of it. Motherfucker. Okay, damn. I'm terrible at ending things. That's me. That's what I do. I just want to finish this. That's why I'm sorry if I'm stalling. I am basically wasting your time now, and you can definitely shame me for that, you piece of shit. You're just wasting my time, and yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm done. Have good night, everyone. I'll upload this tonight and go to sleep, and if anyone is worried about me, I'm okay. I'm not losing my damn mind. I'm just not. I need to figure something out here to break the cycle that I've been dealing with, and if anyone has any recommendations, please let me know. I hope that their conversation did not cross over, because that would suck. Comment. You can hear my nana in the background. Goodbye.